Sometimes our mistakes provide entertainment for other people, and they don't really want to laugh at us, but um, what happened really is kind of amusing. And so that's why, like, if you slip and fall, you look around to see, did anybody see me? Because it was kind of embarrassing, but it's even more embarrassing if people see it. Well, one time when our children, Elaine and Dallas, were younger, we had a swing set, and on our swing set there was a bench swing, and so we were outside swinging. I was pushing them on the swing, and um, so they were on the bench swing, and I would take the bench swing, and when they would come forward, I would just lift it up, and they would kind of go tipping back with their feet sticking up in the air, and I was saying to them, there were Elaine and Dallas swinging away, and everything was going fine until all of a sudden, and then I would flip them up, and oh, it was fun, and we were having a good time. And then they said to me, "We want to do it to you." Okay, so I got on the swing. They were pushing me, and then they were saying, there was Mr. Burkholder on his swing, swinging away. Everything was going good until all of a sudden, and then they would flip me up, and so we were having fun, and then, but it was about time to go into the house, and so I said, okay, that's it. That's enough. Let's quit. And then they were saying, one more time, one more time. And, okay, one more time. So I went one more time, and I don't know exactly what happened, but somehow when they grabbed the swing to flip me up, instead of just going one uh, turn with my feet sticking up in the air, the swing went upside down, and I fell off. And I had no time well, I fell off backwards. I had no time to brace myself. I hit the ground right at the base of my neck, hit the ground, and I knew right away this was really bad. And it really hurt. And I went to get up, and I couldn't stand up straight. And I was bent over at the waist, and I was starting to go over toward the house. And then I realized I'm going to faint. I'm going to pass out. So I laid down on the grass and I told them, go get mom. So they went in the house and she came out. And by that time, I was able to kind of get up on my hands and knees. And she was saying, what happened? What happened? I was going to tell you what happened. And she said, I'm going to call the ambulance. I said, no, no, just wait. Like, I just need to get in the house. I just need to sit down and rest a little bit. I'll be okay. So I crawled into the house, got into the recliner, sat in the recliner, and I was like, oh, oh, I still wasn't sure if I was going to pass out. And then, uh, then my hands started tingling, and then my hands and my arms got numb. I couldn't feel anything, and so Edith called one of our friends who was a nurse, and she came over and she said, "You need to call the ambulance." So the ambulance came, and the ambulance took me into the emergency room, and so I got to the emergency room, and the people at the emergency room, they're wondering what happened, and so I was telling them what happened, and so they took me in, they did X-rays and everything, and so I was there for a few hours. While I was there, it seemed to me like the nurses kept coming in with another nurse, and that nurse would say, "So what happened to you?" And then I would tell them the story, and they say, "Oh, okay." And 10 minutes later, they would come in with another nurse. And she'd say, what happened to you? So I realized that all the nurses in the emergency room, and maybe, I don't know, maybe even some other parts of the hospital really wanted to hear this story. And so they would come in to hear what happened. Toward the end of the whole thing, the doctor came in and he said, well, it's kind of nice to have a patient with this kind of injury that isn't swearing at us and acting out. He's saying, most people that we get in with these kind of injuries are intoxicated and they're not really very nice to work with. So, yeah, there's only a limited number of people who do something like this when they're sober. I don't think there's many people that are stupid enough to do this kind of thing when they're sober. So, everybody got a big kick out of it. It all turned out fine. I think it was very, very close to me winding up being paralyzed, my upper body, but everything turned out fine. Gradually, the feeling came back into my hands and my arms, and I've recovered from that, and I don't have any lasting effects from it. Um, and it provided entertainment for some people in the emergency room. It gave them an interesting story to go home and tell their family. So even though it was embarrassing for me, it was entertaining for other people. And that's a good thing to remember. Sometimes bad things happen to us and we do something that's embarrassing, but it actually provides entertainment for other people and it's fun for them.